I don't know what these two have drunk, but
I would just like to say that this if you need to be watching, because I have this wonderful witch's hat on, and I did this for my friend Cammie Clements because she does not believe in Christmas before Halloween, and yet she so graciously has watched these Christmas movies before Halloween.
Yeah, and I did it all for you, so you better believe it.
And for someone who adamantly claimed that they will not watch Christmas movies before Halloween, how many have you watched so far?
I have watched 3, but that's because we didn't know which one we were going to cover.
3.
It would have been 1, but we were having trouble deciding on which one we would cover first, didn't we, Lee?
You know what, Cammie, I hate to break it to you, but Kaycee and I knew all along we were covering Kismet. We just played that so you would watch all of them.
Part of our Merry Halloween plan.
Our mayhem.
Okay, so everybody, if you are watching, you will notice that Jess is full on Halloween, Kaycee's full on Christmas, and I'm your happy little in-between. I've got my Christmas colors on, but then my Halloween scarf is still showing proudly.
You need like a turkey to hold or something to represent Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Whoa. Not this time.
Well, maybe later on in November we'll regroup on our outfits for the podcast.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, I just really quickly wanted to ask you all, because it is Halloween weekend.
Yes.
What are you all dressing up as? Or what are you dressing up your furry children or your actual children as?
Jess, do you want to go first?
I don't dress up for Halloween. I hate to break it to the world. I don't dress up for Halloween. This is not even my hat. This is my This is my mother's hat. Because she's dressing up for Halloween.
You call yourself... Oh, goodness.
You had me at the fact that wasn't your hat. I was going to say you could wear that for Halloween, but
I have these festive skeleton lights. Does that count for something? They dance?
Wear a black dress, put the skeleton lights around your neck, wear the hat. You're set.
And have the skull?
Fine, you can put the skull in your hand. Or you know what? Get a blouse that goes all the way up to here and really, really big puffy sleeves, and then carry the skull around, and you can be Hamlet. A female version of Hamlet.
Ooh.
There we go.
Very Shakespearean. Very.
Yeah, that's where it comes from, Kaycee.
What are you dressing Elliot as?
Does
he get a costume
would kill me if I tried to put something on him, but he used to have a Bumblebee costume. I don't think it would fit him anymore. He is quite a bit larger than when he was a kitten and had that. I'll have to see if I can dig up that photo. He would definitely not let me do that now.
Killjoy.
He's too old for such shenanigans.
Shame. Cammie, what about your crew?
Okay, well, usually we do a family theme. Last year we were the Postables, which that's gotta be my best one to date. At least that involves the whole family. So, but I promised the kids that they could dress as something that they wanted to do this year, and then next year we're going Star Wars. Oh yeah.
I was just going to ask if you were going to do Star Wars this year.
We've never done Star Wars. We've never done it. And so next year we're going Star Wars.
Oh, that's fun. I have so many questions, but I'll save them for a later date.
Yeah, save them for a later date. So I'm dressing up as a 50s girl. I'm going to see if I can get Will to dress up as my greaser. And then Kira is dressing up as a queen that is a character in a book that she's reading, I believe. Lydia is dressing up as a mermaid, and she is very excited that I'm letting her wear makeup and spray her hair purple. And
that's exciting.
Kira gets to borrow my wedding tiara, which I don't know why I'm that crazy, but yes. And then Liam is dressing up as Spider-Man, and Jack is dressing up as the Hulk. Because he's green.
All right. Fun.
His favorite color?
Oh my gosh, though, I put him in the costume this morning, and he went, Hulk! Smash! I didn't even know he knew that. It was the most hysterical thing.
He's getting into character. Very good. Very good.
I was dying laughing. It was fabulous.
That is awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
Kaycee, your turn.
We are in Kanto this year. So the girls are... We have a family theme. Yes. I know. Let me tell you though, having two girls, it is really hard to find a family theme because usually they're going to fight over the same princess. And we did Frozen like 3 years in a row and we're done with Frozen. Like, no, please. For the love.
Go.
We have let that go. Yes. So I am Luisa. My youngest is Mirabelle and my oldest is Isabella and Dan is Bruno. We're going light on Bruno's costume this year. He has a t-shirt that has Bruno on it that says, "We don't talk about Bruno." A lot of it's just time because I was going to go to the store and get fabric and like do the whole hood thing. But we've had sicknesses this week and
do you have a hoodie though that you could?
He has a hoodie. It's just, it's blue. It's not green.
That's okay, right? If he has the hood and then Bruno is showing.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it may be a little, it's a black shirt and it's like bright blue. It'll clash.
Oh. Well, who cares
Yeah.
if it clashes? It's Bruno.
It's fine.
Are you gonna?
That's what we're doing.
Are you gonna get an eyebrow pencil and draw a nice little like color in his facial hair?
No.
Bummer.
No. The most he'll do is a wig. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. That's all right. It's all good. But we're excited. The girls are excited and we're hanging on to the family costumes as long as we can.
Enjoy it.
I will.
Okay.
Just for you.
Just for me. Do it for me. All right. Now, before we go into this Christmas movie, it puts me in mind of a certain challenge that these two have put my way. Speaking of watching Christmas movies before Halloween, they have said that I will crack and I will not be able to make it to November 1st before I watch Daniel Lissing's film, Catering Christmas on Great American Family. And I am going to call their bluff and I am going to last.
I don't know, Cammie. You've already watched 3. That's a slippery slope.
I mean, you've already broken your rule 3 times. Why not break it a 4th?
Because the only reason I broke it was because we couldn't figure out which one we wanted to cover first. And
again, that was our
the two
plot.
of you were
time.
insisting. No. The two of you were insisting, let's cover a Christmas movie. Yeah, let's do one of the first ones. La, 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 la. And so, yeah. You pushed me into it. We're covering it now. We're not recapping. We are not recapping Catering Christmas until November 1st. So I will hold out. I will wake up at 5:30 in the morning to watch it if I have to, but I will hold out.
I think we can crack Cammy. It's Kismet.
If I can get Jess to enjoy Catering Christmas enough that she wants to crack me, my evil plan will have worked.
I never said I wouldn't. I think I saw the promo and was intrigued. I think it has promise.
So my evil plan is working.
I think your guys' goal is that I need to cry during at least one of the movies I watched this year. That's the goal.
I don't even care if you cry. I just want you to be that into one. Because that doesn't happen very often. Obviously, it happened during Good Morning Christmas. But we were podcasting about that one. So,
be into one or be into a Daniel Lissing movie?
Baby steps.
Okay.
I'll take one or the other, but if she gets really into a Daniel Lissing movie, I'm doubly happy. Double the happy, double the fun.
There we go.
Okay.
Double the spirit.
Well, shall we move on to Kismet Christmas?
Oh, is that what we're talking about tonight?
Yes.
One of the three that you guys made me watch.
I kind of feel like we all need a plate of cookies right now.
Oh.
And I'm a little sad I don't have
Kaycee?
I actually have cookies.
Aww.
You know what, Kaycee? I think you bake the cookie. I'll get a gift bag, and we're going to send it to Jess, and she's going to put it under her pillow. Oh wait, it won't work because it's not Christmas time. So put it in a plastic bag. Save it for Christmas time. And
think what I dream about.
And yes, let's see who she dreams about when she puts that cookie under her pillow.
I think we should try this experiment. I think this this is good scientific research.
Absolutely, and for a woman of science such as yourself,
this is all up your alley.
Well, I think there is a lot of science behind this movie, and I'm actually not entirely kidding. And we'll get to that later. I know I've got you curious. All
right, moving on to our first segment of the evening.
What?
Hallmark.
What the Hallmark?
What the Hallmark?
The Hallmark. There were some serious questions that we had after watching this movie. It was adorable, it was sweet, it was magical, but there were a couple of times where we wanted to say, what, the Hallmark? All right, so Kaycee, what is your first question?
My first question. That's actually a great question. I was a little confused. I wanted to know, first of all, why was Travis getting married in secret on Christmas?
Bingo! That's my question. It never explains it. It never explains it. It says that they've split up. It says the marriage didn't last long. It says that she's traveling with her band and that she keeps in touch. I think it even said her name was Hannah. But it never says why in the world he was getting married on Christmas Day and only Grandma Mia knew about it. You walk in that, well, not you, but Sarah walks in the house and you got his bride, the preacher, and the parents, and that's it.
I know this is Hallmark, but my brain immediately went Lifetime to Shotgun Wedding.
That's the first thing my husband asked. Said, "Is it a shotgun wedding?" I'm like, oh, they wouldn't, would they? You know,
I mean,
and when
the little girl is old enough.
And when Travis and Sarah are on the porch and he looks like he's about to explain things, and then he gets interrupted by Jazzy screaming at him from across the street. I thought that was the moment when we were going to get an explanation, because obviously he's still carrying a torch for her. So why did he get married to somebody else in the first place? It never says.
Yeah. That was my biggest question. That was my biggest question.
One of life's great mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, that was my question too, but I guess I'll make my question, why was it not explained? You know, I mean, fine if you want to shock us all with the start of the movie being the wedding, but not explain it? Come on! What the Hallmark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we weren't even really led to believe that she knew he was involved with someone or dating someone. It just seemed very like...
He would not have gone
Oh my goodness.
She would not have gone in to the house like that if she even had an inkling that he was involved with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to need some background on that later. Maybe a prequel. To explain some things.
Or maybe the Canadian version, because they tend not to cut a lot of things out.
Also
I mean,
true.
to be fair, just saying, international Hallmarkies out there, if you get the international version, you all usually get longer cuts of the movies. So if it is in there, please DM, deliver me a podcast.
Yes, we need this deleted scene.
Mm-hmm.
We need a lot of deleted scenes.
Now, my question is not so much a true question, more of the, why would you do this? Now, did either of you grow up with a mom who was like a real neat freak?
I mean, kind of. I grew up with parents that were kind of like that.
Because we had a no food in the bedroom rule. And the minute they're talking about cookies under the pillow, I'm just like, no, ants, they're going to be ants? No, why are you doing this? Stop. It's like I ate her childhood. Bugs, crumbs, out of the bedroom.
You're unlocking memories
pillow.
for me. You are unlocking memories for me. Yes, we had a no food in bedroom rule as well because of that same issue. Yes.
Where are the Christmas ants? I don't know. They're coming for the cookies.
So, it was kind of an unspoken rule that we didn't have food in the bedroom unless we were sick. And we had to stay in bed. That was the only way that I got food in my room until I was a teenager and I could clean up or I could keep it clean rather. But as a mom, that got me. I was like, why are they putting cookies under the pillow? Oh my gosh! You know, so
It's not even a sealed container. It's these little baggies that are like just like drawstring, you know?
That I'm
However
okay
they
with.
package
You know,
them.
the fact that it was contained in something. I thought that they were just taking a cookie and putting it under their pillow. I was like, ew, gross.
I mean, that frosting would just get everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I wonder, do you have to eat the cookie the next morning for the Kismet to come true?
They never said.
There's another question.
There is another question.
Yeah. I would also like to know, what kind of cookies are these? What's the magical ingredient? Is it an extra drop of love? Extra drop of,
I think it's an extra drop of almond flavoring. Definitely.
Okay. Fair enough. Thought maybe an extra drop of vanilla extract.
No, almond extract, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of questions.
Okay, so I've got a what the Hallmark for Jess. I gotta hear, what's your scientific explanation?
My scientific reasoning behind the Kismet cookies. This is why the Kismet works. The placebo effect. Everyone knows in scientific research studies there are placebos because sometimes you believe so much in what is happening that you think it's working. And so what the Kismet does, the science here, is that they believe that this cookie is going to tell them their true love, and they believe it so much that they sort of internalize who their true love is, and that's who they dream about. They're just realizing and manifesting through the dream what they already know deep down in their heart. I expect the Nobel Prize for this, Hallmark. Thanks.
Okay.
It's quite the discovery. Okay.
You guys do not seem impressed with my theory here.
Not really.
Wow.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's like in the Good Witch movie. You know, she says, tell yourself over and over, I will not dream of puppies. I will not dream of puppies. And she ended up having a dream about puppies instead of monsters that were keeping her up at night. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I'm proud of you for coming up with a theory that made sense. I'm just not impressed.
I could get on board with the placebo effect. I mean,
can get on board with it. I'm just...
It's less magical than the Kismet.
It is less magical than the Kismet. I think I'd like to keep the magic, but I'm about to break the magic.
I'll keep the science, but okay.
You keep the science. I'll keep the magic, but I'm about to break the magic with my next With the Hallmark question.
All right, give it up.
All right, here's the thing, you guys. When there is a recipe that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, it's just like in Friends when Phoebe's grandmother has the recipe for the magic cookies, and there's only one copy, people.
Nestle
Tuloso. So why, Grandma Mia? Grandma, sweet Grandma Mia.
Mary Lou Henner.
Not make another copy? Or did you make copies knowing that you would maybe need it one day for the next generations?
I assume she kept all the pieces and put them back together. Again, no magic in my brain. I didn't believe the house provided the recipe back to her. I believe that Grandma Mia saved the pieces and taped them back and put them there for when she was ready for it again.
It was a taped up piece of paper. So, no, I didn't believe in the magic of the house either, because it was a taped up piece of paper.
I mean, I believed in the magic of the house. I just thought Santa dropped it down there, so.
Oh, my. Okay. But, see, that's one of my other questions, is where did that taped up recipe come from?
Grandma Mia, she kept it. She picked them up and put them back together.
But she doesn't ever say that she did.
Because she wants Sarah to find the recipe when she is ready. Mm-hmm. And if Sarah knew that it was in there, it doesn't work. She has to be ready in her heart.
But why did she stop making cookies the same year that Sarah tore up the recipe and never went back to it again?
Magic was broken.
Because the magic was broken when Sarah's heart was broken. So Grandma Mia felt
it was broken for her. It wasn't broken for everybody.
But Grandma Mia felt most responsible for the one she loves the most, which is her granddaughter. And we all know that grandparents love our children more than we love them sometimes. I mean, just saying. But because Grandma Mia loves Sarah Bear so much, she felt responsible for Sarah Bear's broken heart. And so it was just too painful for her. Like, I think that's what happened. And that's why she didn't make the cookies. Hey, are you turning into Grumpy Dan here? I mean, I know it's before November 1st, but my goodness.
I am saying that Sarah Sarah needed to buck up. That's what I'm saying. When she tore that recipe, girls, I come from an Italian family. My grandmother was an Italian chef. She didn't let anybody in her kitchen, much less anywhere near her recipes. And when Sarah took the recipe in her hands, I mean, my eyes got this wide, and I just went, "Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Don't you do it!" I mean, that is a serious no. When you tear up an ancient family recipe that has been passed down from generation to generation, I don't care how heartbroken you are, you do not take it out on the recipe.
And the law.
Oh, man. This is a Cammy I haven't seen.
We don't have any great family recipes, so I can't say I understand the sentimental attachment.
Oh, I do. I spent 3 months taking all of my mom's recipes. They were in a long recipe box, and they were covered in food, and they were dog-eared, and they were faded writing, and they were from the 70s, and they were clipped out of newspapers and magazines and taped onto index cards or written on index cards. They were all over the place, and I spent 3 months. This was when Liam was a little baby. I spent 3 months going through all those recipes and typing them up so that my mom could have them in a big, huge recipe book so that she wouldn't lose them if she happened to lose the card, or if the card got too dirty, she would still be able to read it in this big, huge recipe book file. And that took me 3 months. And I had it done for her birthday, and it was... Recipes, especially family recipes, are sacred.
Do you have magical cookies in your recipe box?
I have Christmas cookies that we make every single year. There are 2 kinds that I can't live without. They're the candy cane cookies, flavored with almond flavoring. That's why that's one of the reasons I love almonds so much. But you have red dough and plain dough, and you twist them together, and you make a candy cane out of it, and then you sprinkle candy cane on top.
Fun.
And then there's meltaways, which the cookie doesn't taste that good by itself. It's basically just cornstarch. It's cornstarch and flour. That's what makes it melt. Butter, cornstarch, sugar, all of that stuff that melts. But then you put the frosting on top. And it has cream cheese and powdered sugar and this winning combination. And so you put a dollop of it on top of this cookie, and then you have to pop it in your mouth, otherwise it'll crumble because they're meltaways. And you just put it all in your mouth, and it is so.
Wow.
I expect some of these in the mail for Christmas.
They'll all be.
And I'm going to put one under my pillow.
Time they get there.
I'm going to put one under my pillow, Cammy, and see if they have the Kismet. Okay?
Oh.
My cat would probably eat it in the middle of the night.
Probably.
Yeah. I have
Be
another
throwing into the pillow to get to it.
That's true. I have another what the Hallmark moment.
I've got one after you, so let's see if it's the same one again.
Okay. You all know I adore Mary Lou Henner. I truly do.
So do I, yes.
I was just a little surprised that she played Sarah's grandmother. I just don't feel like she's that old.
She definitely didn't look old enough.
I mean, Mary Lou Henner is a legend. She's beautiful, a wonderful actor. And I was thinking she was maybe the great aunt or the aunt or mom. I honestly did not read the synopsis of this movie before I watched it. I really went into it completely blind. And so when she was calling her grandma, I was like, are we at that stage of life where Mary Lou's playing grandma? Like, I thought she was like my mom's age, and I think she is. Just saying. I was a little shook by this.
Apparently, she had... What was it? Sarah's dad or Sarah's mom? I don't think it ever says.
I think I assume dad, because dad went to pick her up.
Ah, yes. So apparently she had Sarah's dad really young, and then he and his wife had Sarah really young. So
yeah. I mean, yes, I completely makes sense. We can justify it, make it logical.
But still.
But for me, as a viewer and as a adoring fan of Mary Lou Henner, I was just a little taken aback by the fact that she's now grandma instead of mom or great aunt, especially for me at my age. I just Like, Mary Lou's like, everyone's second mom. She's like Barbara Niven. Like, they're both the moms of Hallmark.
Okay, speaking of age, that's my next What the Hallmark. Can we talk about two actors? She pulled it off a little bit better than he did, but two actors who are definitely not young enough to be teenagers playing teenagers.
Yeah, I had that
Wow.
thought too. It's just recast them because it was funny when I started this movie. My first thought was this is the Christmas version of How to Fall in Love, and what How to Fall in Love did more successfully is they cast different actors to play the younger versions because it also has the flashback scene. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, it's great. Go watch it. But there's also a flashback scene, but young actors are brought in to play the younger versions, and I think that is something they should have done. I agree.
I didn't recognize either of them at first because I was like,
Kaycee!
huh? And then I looked closer and I was like, oh.
I mean,
What year is this? That was my next thought is, wait, okay, we'll push that out of the mind, it's fine. But, yeah. But, okay, for that scene, I will say, I really love the storytelling of that particular part.
yes.
It was so fun to me because Sarah is telling Benny, her agent or editor or whatever, about what happened when she was home last, which was like, years and years ago. And I love that it was almost a parody. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of why it didn't bother me as much because it was like the way it was told mm-hmm. was like a parody. And then the way they're kind of playing it off was a little parody-like. So it didn't really bother me, but I can see your point about we'll get different actors to play our younger selves.
I mean, you guys know me and facial hair. I could do without it anytime. But I was thinking, at least shave Carlo so he looks more baby-faced. Because, I mean, he can look pretty baby-faced, but they had all of this shadow on him. I'm like, guys, no, that's not helping.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the problem, too, was, he was getting married, and so he was, like, in a tux, and that automatically makes him look older, To dress someone up formally makes them look more older and distinguished.
And I know we had a lot of moments where we were very, like, what? And we are peeling back, breaking the fourth wall in our What the Hallmark questions. We understand. And, personally, I really enjoyed this movie. So I want to dive into
Let's dive into the good stuff. All right. So, Jess, what is something that you enjoyed most about Kismet, besides the fact that this can be scientifically proven?
I think one of the things I liked the most was I just enjoyed these two together. I didn't really think I was going to like this movie at all, especially with the magical element. That's not really my sort of thing. But I really enjoyed these two together. I thought they had a really nice, playful chemistry, and I just had fun watching them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right.
I agree.
Kaycee, your turn. What's something that you really, really enjoyed?
This movie took me back to some, I don't want to say old school Hallmark, where it was like 2013, 2014, but Hallmark of yesteryear. It was just quirky enough that it wasn't weird. It was just sweet enough that I wasn't sickly sweet, like I'm about to get a cavity because it's so sweet. It was the perfect mix of quirk and magic and like tender moments, comfort, cozy. I felt very cozy watching this, and I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't sure about this movie just because I didn't. The only one I know is Carlo, and he always, does a great job with all of his movies and such. But I wasn't familiar with Sarah Ramos. I didn't even realize Mary Lou Henner was in it either. And I didn't read the synopses. I was just kind of basing it off of the cover, like the promo, like, oh, that kind of looks interesting. Huh. A little confused here, but whatever. But that just goes to show that you can't judge a movie by its poster, because this one was really, really sweet. And I thought it was a very solid movie to kick off Countdown to Christmas for Hallmark. And the little girl was very, very precocious.
You think?
Very precocious. She's gonna be there. So like, she's gonna be a thing. I'm banking on it.
She was in
Kaycee's
film last year, Christmas Miracle for Daisy. Because I kept thinking, what do I know her from? And she was in the movie with Jill Wagner and what's the guy's name who was with Jill? Nick Bateman. Is that it? Nick Bateman?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting that this is coming from me, but I got to tell you, I really loved seeing Carlo play a dad.
Yeah.
He made such a great dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he made such a great dad. And it was so fun watching him interact with Jazzy and watching the two of them interact with Sarah. And I don't know, just that character came off really well in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
and kind of going along with that is, I guess this is one reason they could have. This could be one reason why they had them do the flashback, is so there could be more history. They could create the history better. I don't know.
Yes, makes sense.
But I thought that they played the history. I thought the two of them, Sarah and Travis, I thought the two of them played the history very, very well between them. The remembering and the recalling and bringing it back. And there are, I don't know. I guess one of my other questions is, if you were this obsessed with this girl for this whole time and you remember every detail, why the heck did you marry somebody else? But because he remembered everything. He remembered everything about her, and then he, he's in love with her now, and so the whole cabin thing, I was like, oh my gosh, he's giving her the cabin to work. Oh my
What's
gosh.
weird is, when I was watching this, I didn't even realize that until he actually said it, that he and his first wife were split. I thought she died. I thought he was a widower. And I thought that was the reason for the quick wedding, is maybe she was sick and he needed to marry her. That's what I thought, until, we actually learned the real reason.
Whoa. Okay, so I thought he was a widower until he said that she had gone off. But I didn't even think about the fact that it was a quick wedding because she was sick.
Oh, that's more on brand. That's more like a walk to remember.
Yeah, that's where my brain was.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed that too. I enjoyed the history between them, and I did appreciate the fact that she wasn't all, oh, it's the guy that broke my heart, and she was like this the whole time, and it wasn't that trope where they're constantly kind of at each other, or like he's constantly trying to chase her and she's like pulling away, because we've seen that too. I like the fact that when she realized who he was, who the winner was, I appreciated the fact that she kind of groused to her grandma and was like, no, I'm out of here, Grandma. Like, good luck. And then they come in, and then she's like kind of she's stuck. And so she had to play it off. So I really appreciated that it was, she handled it like an adult, and she didn't run away from him, and she just let the past be the past, and she just invested in like the present.
It just took a child to get her to not run away.
Right.
Yeah, she was going.
Speaking of going, the other thing I really liked about this movie and the writing is the end. Because when Grandma Mia says, oh, she went to the airport, they automatically jump to the conclusion that she's gone. She's out of here. Yeah. And the little girl's like, was this something I did? And I'm at my TV going, no, sweetie, it's not you.
And so did Carlo.
I mean, we are very in sync. I mean,
apparently.
But I love the fact that she was actually right there. And she's like, no, I just dropped Benny off at the airport. And it wasn't this whole dramatic airport chase. I love that. And it wasn't this weird, the miscommunication or blah, blah, blah. It was resolved very quickly. And I thought that was really smart. I really liked that.
I agree. Because we've seen the chase. Mm-hmm. We've seen the chase, and we've seen it a lot. And so for them to be willing to run out and then get stopped short by her and like, what's going on? What's wrong? Mm-hmm. I do have to say that when she said, you didn't get married to somebody else this morning, did you? Just doing a quick double check. It reminded me of Full House when Jesse is proposing to Becky. And, and he keeps getting up and down, and he's saying, Rebecca Donaldson, hold it. Do you have any other wives in any other countries?
Any other countries?
No. Okay. And pushes him back down to finish proposing. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like to me. And he's like, wait a minute. Did you marry somebody this morning? No, ma'am. Okay.
Continue.
And I love that Grandma Mia also said to Jazzy, oh my God, something about, let's go inside or let's have breakfast. She's like, I already ate. Or whatever the line was. It was such a great kid moment.
It was.
That was such a great kid moment. And sometimes the kid actors they overdo it, but it was just super cute. Just the way that Ruby Tupper played it.
I mean, it was a tiny bit overdone, but I think that made it better.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is it made it better because it was a little overdone, because it was that obvious. And I mean, me and the L word, you know. Mm-hmm. You guys know. So the fact that he said, I don't need a cookie to tell me that I'm in love with you. He said it.
Sure did.
Wow.
And he doesn't need a cookie.
And he doesn't need a cookie. And then she said, you totally dreamed about me, didn't you? just called his bluff. Mm-hmm. He's like, all night.
So sweet.
It was. And, like you guys said, I was not sure about this one. I didn't think that I would enjoy it as much as I did. And then I'm watching it, I'm just like, this is really cute. I like this.
Yeah. Well, I would like to know, how many Kismet cookies would you give this movie out of 5?
Out of 5.
Okay.
I would give mine a solid 3 Kismet cookies. I think it was right in the middle for me. It was like a perfectly pleasant movie. It's probably not going to be my favorite of the season, but I enjoyed it and just had a good time.
Okay.
I was going to say 3.5, 3.5 cookies. For the same reasons. It was a good, solid movie. It was cute. It was fun. It was lighthearted. It had the magic of Christmas in it. The chemistry was good. The flirting was excellent. There was no love triangle, which is always nice.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Now, was it half a cookie because the ants ate half the cookie?
No, it was because there wasn't enough to share. And so somebody was being very unselfish and broke their Kismet cookie in half so they could give it to the person that they wanted to dream about them.
Oh, okay, yes. I think I have the other half of your cookie because I, too, was going to give it 3.5 Kismet cookies. Yep. With
there we go.
Extra sprinkles
It's
because it's Kismet.
It's
and
Kismet.
It was sweet. It was sweet. It was cozy. It was a good, solid movie. It's one I will, probably watch again. It's one I would put on. It's just such a good, cozy Christmas movie. Good job, Hallmark. Good job.
Just don't put it on before November 1st.
Well, considering that it's October 28th at the day of this recording, a little too late for that. Well, fun times.
Well, I think that this is a very good kickoff to our Christmas podcasting season of Deliver Me a Christmas Movie. I think we picked a good one to start out, ladies.
We sure did after much
There's a lot of debate. Which one to do first?
And as a result, we got Cammy to watch 3 Christmas movies before Halloween. So I say it was a successful venture of behalf of the podcast.
Indeed.
You go ahead and say that.
Yep. And you all go ahead and tag Cammy in next week or this weekend's movie, A Catering Christmas. Speaking of Dan listening, we did interview him on the podcast, so you can go back and check his interview out with Cammy.
I was about to say, I got to see his face. I'm good for a few days.
Are you though? Are you?
I'm okay for a few days.
But make sure you go check out that interview, and make sure you also check out our interview with Jenny Hale, who is the author of the Christmas letters that just released, and she is the founder of Harpeth Road Publishing. So those are our two latest. Harpeth Road Press. Thank you. So make sure you go check out those interviews that we just released. They're super fun, and we think you'll enjoy them.
We're up and running, guys. We are up and running.
We are. Well,
have a good Halloween, everybody.
Merry Kismet Christmas.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Everyone.